Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. It is 5 Minutes with Phil. It is Friday, which means today is the Friday Five. And I thank you so much. We are at the end of the week. We're at the end of the month, actually. How about that? We are staring down the weekend. Summer is upon us, and I would love to take this time to kick off your weekend by sharing God's Word with you here today. And I'm glad you're with me. We're going to take a look at one of the first things Jesus did when he started his ministry. This is found in the book of Mark, chapter 3. And we're going to start in verse 13. And we're at that point where Jesus is choosing his 12 disciples. He's choosing 12 people to follow him, to accompany him, to learn from him, basically to do life with him for the next 3 years. And he is selecting these 12 men to do all this. But when Mark describes this process, he makes a point which I think all of us as followers of Jesus Christ should really grab a hold of. Let me show you what I mean. Mark chapter 3, starting in verse 13, it says, Jesus went up on a mountainside, and he called to them those he wanted, and they came to him. He appointed 12 that they might be with him, that he might send them out to preach, and to have authority to drive out demons. Now, there's a phrase here that we really need to grab a hold of, okay? And it's found in that, right in the middle of what we just read. It says he appointed 12 that they might be with him, that he might send them out to preach, and they have authority to drive out demons. Now, here's the deal, okay? A lot of us would get really caught up in the whole, oh yeah, send me out to preach, Jesus. I'm ready to share the word. I'm ready to tell as many people about you as possible. Bring on the crowds. I'm going to preach. I'm going to teach. I'm going to do it all. And then some of us would really get caught up in the, oh yeah, that whole driving out demons thing. God, I just want to do powerful stuff. So God, use me to do supernatural, miraculous things, man. I'm in. Sign me up. But what's interesting is that there's a phrase that comes right before the whole preaching and right before the whole power thing, and that is spending time in his presence. Again, it says, he called them that they might be with him. That's the first thing that Mark says here. And don't miss this. See, a lot of times we want to be used by God, but we don't really value being with God. We want the power of God, and we want to be used to preach God, but it is just as vital that we spend time in the presence of God. Now, what do I mean by that? That time that you are with Jesus personally. I'm not talking about being in a church service. I'm not talking about being in a Bible study with other people. But when it's just you and him. Jesus has called you first to do that. To be with him. To pray. To spend time and to know what his word says. Just to worship him when you're all by yourself. Whether that be at your house, in the car, whatever the case might be. But before we start branching off and doing all these amazing things for God, let's just remind ourselves that it is just as important and just as vital and even more amazing to be with the Lord personally. And I want to encourage you, don't try to be a public success and a private failure. The Lord wants us to succeed privately even more than he wants us to succeed publicly. And how about I encourage you today? Value the time that you are with Jesus. Prioritize that. He'll take care of the other stuff, but value that personal time with him. Okay, take that through the weekend, okay? We love you. I'm glad you joined me today. Hope you have a wonderful day, great weekend, and Lord willing, we'll see you next time. We love you. Take care. Bye-bye.